Before we begin, I would like to do a little test, if you'll indulge me. Currently, you can hear my voice, and you probably can picture in your head what I might look like. Now, was it close? Because I've developed a bit of a complex, because I revealed my face to someone I've been streaming with for a while now, who's never seen my face before, and this was his reaction.
Is it live?
Oh my God, you're handsome! Holy...
Why was that a shock?
I thought you were ugly as you wore the mask.
Is it ugly? Do I have the voice of a sweaty neckbeard? I don't know. For the longest time on this channel, I have remained faceless, and that has changed as of recently, and here are 3 big reasons why that has happened. The first reason, efficiency. Very simply, it's very easy for me to use this because it's there. I haven't got to put it on, my face is just ready to record. However, in the past, when I've done the whole mask thing, which, I mean, a 3D printing channel with a 3D printed face, on paper, that's not a bad idea. However, this thing was a nightmare, and the only way I could wear this comfortably would be if I put loads of stuff on underneath it, meaning it was hot as all hell. And when I first put this thing on, I got chemical burns because I was too excited to use it. I didn't bother priming it and curing it properly. So yeah, that went badly. I won't be doing that again. And then we evolved onto our next mask, which was this one. And although this one is really light, the problem is, if I put it on, my voice now sounds like that. I sound like I'm recording from the inside of a toaster. Again, a nightmare to work with. So for the first point, yes, way easier having just this and not the mask. Could I have came up with a bunch of different ones and evolved it and eventually made the perfect mask? Yes, but I still wouldn't do it. And I'll get to that in a minute. Also with this thing, I couldn't really see, which is a bit of a problem. Point number 2. The reason that I never showed my face, and the reason I think a lot of people would like the idea of being a VTuber, is that who wants the attention? I mean, to me, fame is the curse of success. If you're watching Russ, this is partially to do with your comment a long time ago. He advised me that I would do better on this channel if I did just use my face and not a stupid mask. And he was right. Although this isn't going to be apparent for a long time, it's a bit like playing chess. You always want to be a few moves ahead of your opponent, and my opponent in this case is the great unwashed, the general public. So even though this channel is minuscule, there is a possibility that at some point it won't be. And at that point, I just dreaded the idea of being recognised, of that being me, of losing privacy and my quiet little personal existence, which I have in my little quiet corner. All of these are very valid points, but then I came to the conclusion, for these to be a problem, I'd have to go outside, and I don't really do that, to be honest. As you can see, my hobbies are pretty insular. I don't really mix much, I don't really socialise that much. I have about 6 people in my life, and most of them I'm related to, and one of them I'm dating. That is my social circle. I'm not a sociable person, so the chances of you bumping into me in person are very small. Seeing me live online, however, is a different story. I stream all the time. That's how I get through my pile of shame, because otherwise I can't justify the time to sit down and paint, even though I really enjoy it. If I'm just sat there not doing anything because of how time-consuming video making is, I just feel like I'm wasting time. So I thought, well, I'll just stream it then. And that's gone quite well, so I'm going to keep doing that. Point number 3, and this is the biggest one for me, connection. Because talking to this is like talking to a frying pan. There's nothing human about it. So I added the mustache to give it a little bit more personality. Recently, I watched a video that was completely AI generated. The bloke couldn't even be bothered to use his own voice, which is the easiest part of video making. And it just made me sad. And I think we need more content creators that are just themselves, that are more genuine, that there is more less polished work, dare I say. Like this channel is very ramshackled and thrown together, but it's real. It's not produced. There's nothing fancy about it. I want this channel to be more authentic and to be more genuine. And I feel like having this or this takes away from that. So now it's just me. and I'm going to continue making ridiculous things, sometimes terrible things. I mean, I made a video about this. No one watched it. I thought it was hilarious. This is the worst performing video on my channel. There was no reason for me to make it in the first place. The only reason it was made is because I thought it was funny. And I still think it was funny. I was in tears recording this thing, so regardless of whether it did well or not, I can't delete it. It was too much fun to make. I've always believed in appreciating people for what they do, even if it's a small thing. I have a list. I genuinely have a list for the channel of significant supporters and just overly nice comments in the past and things like that. I do remember all of it. Well, I didn't remember all of it because my memory is horrendous. So all of it is written down. Speaking of appreciating people, I have to talk about the company that sent me Susan, the GK2. Officially, obviously, the name is not Susan. I've just added some googly eyes to the printer because I thought it was funny. It was a massive gamble on his part, and he's a businessman. So he's looking at my channel and thinking, this might be some good exposure here. But in reality, I don't think he got a return on his investment. So that is why you'll see in a lot of videos, I bang on about that, and I mention it all the time. I'm going to return that investment. We spoke on the phone before he sent me the printer, and I made it very clear that I didn't know that I could get him a return on that investment. And he said it was fine. So yeah, that's why I bang on about that printer. An amazing printer, a very generous company. So thank you for that. And of course, I will put a link to that website below. I'm excited to see how this evolution affects the channel. Maybe it'll go up, maybe it'll go down. It depends on if people like my face or not. And apparently I sound ugly, so who knows? Now you might be wondering what's happening over here with these Necrons spinning around, and are they wearing top hats? And yes, they are, and that's not even the best bit. That will be the next video coming out very soon.